How are you doing? I am so happy to savor this evening with you guys. Oh my gosh. What an incredible election night. So I just want to hang out here with you guys for a little bit and see how you're taking this all in. I have got lots of interesting, juicy things to look at that have been building to this moment that we've been going through, and you guys will see them. And I want to look at Mom Donnie's chart. Oh, wow. You guys are going to love this so much. But first, let me say hello to you guys. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Marie. Marie, I've got a card. I want a card. Show us this election and we the people. I just want to see a card because these are the pretty cards. They always give us so much delicious detail. I just want to see, what is the universe thinking? What is the best card that reflects this election and the people coming out and being heard? And oh my gosh, California. Oh my gosh, what do we have here? Look at the Emperor. Congratulations. We are the Emperor. He's not the Emperor. And leadership won. Leadership won last night. Families won. People of color won. We've been soaring all day today. And look at that, Aries. New starts, new beginnings. There's so many delicious things to take from the charts and this whole experience. But how are you guys doing? Caroline Wade, hi all. Congratulations, your blue wave was amazing. Power to the people. Please tell me Canada's a little bit okay with us. That we haven't totally lost it down here. That there's some semblance of sanity and we kind of know what we need to do. Antoinette's granddaughter. Hello, fellow travelers. Yes, we rock. And happy full moon. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Electra. I hope things are good in DC. Hi, Just Joy. Hope, hope, hope. Hi, Paisley. Hi, Nancy Rudy. Yeah, that blue wave. DCP Downing. Happy full moon, Forest Dwellers and Free Spirit and Renee. And Patty, can't wait to hear everything. I know these are just delicious nuggets that we are going to savor. I'm afraid not. Made it, yay! She spent all night verifying signatures for our school board. We ousted all the MAGA and voted to feed children. That's Colorado, you guys. I love that initiative that was put on the ballot and made it to the ballot. I mean, I didn't hear about that at all until all of the results were coming in. Emmy, how are you doing? How are you doing? Well, a damn sight better now. Good. Emmy, a week ago, some of the readers predicted a Cuomo upset, and I spiraled real bad. Hi, Mary. How are things in New York City? So proud of you guys. So proud. And it's crazy because so many young people, young women, and even young men came out strong for all the winners last night. Hi, Queen Caroline. We still love you and are generally not bitter about losing the World Series. Oh my gosh. The World Series, I could not even handle it. Thankfully, my hockey team was playing at the same time, so I could just kind of go back and forth and just get a breather. I think around when they went to extra innings, I just looked at my friends. I'm like, we're going to 18. But I started to get a really sick feeling in my stomach, I would say, in the last two innings, that I just wouldn't have wanted to be in that stadium no matter who I was cheering for. it just felt like it was just gonna be an upset, and it was just gonna just come like wildfire. Pew, go. Oh boy. Hi, Antoinette Granddaughter. State of New Hampshire is taking $2 million for SNAP benefits for our people, and we have a rep. Oh, awesome. Yeah, they're already trying to make a crap about him to oust him. It's like, holy crap, this is a mandate if there's ever been a mandate. But if you noticed last night on social media, there weren't a whole lot of trolls. It was just a joy fest. What was it? A hope scrolling. And I was like, well, that's because the troll farms are asleep on the other side of the world. When we wake up, we will see a lot more of that. And they're going to try to spin a new narrative. And they will have something in place by the end of this week, because that's just how they operate. And they're just going to kind of test little phrases, little things here and there. And you better believe that they are coming after this wave and trying to poke holes and trying to see how they can conquer and divide. But here's the thing, conquer and divide and oppress just pushes us closer and more tightly packed together for one another. I've been seeing things about how, especially for young people, this has forced them to get out and talk to people, and it's really building a sense of community. They wanted us all isolated, but the more that they push, the more they push us to one another, and it's just so fantastic. Okay, let's see. La. What? You guys, I just lost you just this. Okay. I have a different screen. Why is this not playing? Sorry. Okay. She said today he would be in. Maurice Whimsy said today that he would be in financial trouble with his donations, or. You know, I find that interesting because with New York being the financial capital of the world, you could just tell that these guys were freaking out about how are we going to cover up our crimes and cover up for multinational friends, you know? And so I'm not surprised that someone is going to want to go that route against him. But that is for another time. We're going to have to look at his Venus. I love how everyone is standing up. The food banks, people are donating. I went to the grocery store last weekend on like Saturday morning when it's the busiest. And the Cub Scouts, they were outside the store. And I was like, okay, do I want to buy popcorn again? But that wasn't what they were doing their drive for. They were doing a drive for the local food bank. And they gave everybody these little cards that said these items would be appreciated, you know, from personal items and toiletries to, to food and whatnot. And I noticed that all the shoppers, and I live in a red district, I think it's more purple than people realize, but everybody was holding those cards as they shopped. I was shocked, and it was a wonderful thing to see. So I'm happy seeing those things. Electra, the lines are too long for the food banks. I'm so sorry. I was seeing lines of people trying to donate. Yeah, we are going to solve this, and they're pushing us to support one another in this way. So anyway, so I'm happy to see you guys. Oh yeah, and I mentioned, yes, I am going to be looking into offering private readings. I'm letting this percolate and churn in my brain, and hopefully this Mercury retrograde will help me get some more clarity on it. So that is definitely coming, and I'm really excited to finally be in the space that I can do that. Okay, I'm sorry. My screen is just so messed up. It is kind of distracting. So, okay, what do we want to do here? I know that I had some really good things to share with you guys. Here are my notes. Here is a chart. There's Donald's tweet. So it begins. That was just sent a chill through my spine. I was like, what is this about? It's a very sad moment that inspired him to write that. But mostly, what I wanted to do is to show you some really, really cool things and what is happening in real time and how they came to be. Yeah, I'm going to put this over here. Make sure I don't forget anything. Where do I start? You know what? I think we are going to start with this Mars movement into Sagittarius. That happened. We woke up yesterday and it was just kind of a jolt. Mars had finally moved into Sagittarius and now it's opposing Uranus, which I was expecting some kind of explosive type of stuff, and that plane crash absolutely, completely reminded me of that. So since sometime in September, I think Mars went into Scorpio, and it's been a rough couple of months, you guys. It's been hard because Scorpio was busy digging things up, a lot of information, because Mercury was right there, also right there with the messaging and the communications. And I, as a Scorpio, I felt like this energy was pretty intense for myself. You know, there's a lot of frustration. It was relentless, but I knew that in the end, what it was going to do for everybody is that it was going to unearth a lot of stuff, and it would force people to wake up and connect the dots. Okay, so as it relates to Mamdani, it is interesting because he has his Mars and Mercury are in Scorpio, and they made such a wonderful, so this transit really, really helped him. And that Mars Mercury, it has a bit of competitiveness to it. There's an edge to it, and that's like where all his one-liners and his zingers and all that stuff comes from. There are some aspects to it, but mostly it really leans also into fairness. You know, with this, his sun is in Libra, but also partners and trying to make things fair in our relationships. I just love that so much. And now, we have Mars and Mercury traveling together in Sagittarius. So it has a different flavor. Mercury will go back into Scorpio again, where we're going to be digging around some more with the retrograde. But it's like we're seeing all this, and it's going to be really kind of a clarifying and kind of a moment when things are really, really coming together as we move forward. But this month is messy, you guys, so try and hurry up and get the stuff done that you need to get done. Is it the 7th? Uranus goes into Taurus on the 7th, which is Friday. So Uranus is going to retrograde back into Taurus, and that is also going to be a jolt. There are some very peculiar things about that. Okay, I feel like I'm going in 100 directions already again. You know what? We're just going to, you know what? I brought that up. This is where we're going to go. Uranus into Taurus. So Uranus has been in Taurus since like 2020, I think. It really did a lot of things with our economy, the rises and the falls and the up and down and the unexpected things happening with our economy. It right now it is in Gemini. It's in an Aries sign, but it's going to retrograde back into Taurus. It is going to activate Don Julio's chart just in that regard, because Taurus is the top of his chart. How he's known as an executive, his public persona. But there is something, there's like two things that are happening that are really, really going to just hit him even harder. So on this day, I need some cards. Where are my cards? So on this day, this is Friday, Mercury retrogrades into Taurus in his 10th house. The moon on that day, you guys, I need to know what's going on here. The moon on that day is going to be in the 12th house of secrets, hidden enemies, things that sabotage things. It's going to be at 22 degrees Gemini. There's a lot happening here. 22 degrees Gemini, well, that's Donald's sun, which happened to be eclipsed pretty hard. And that Mars going back into Sagittarius, that has squared off now with our eclipses that were in Virgo season. So a lot of stuff is just going to be tumbling out of this that nobody can stop. So Donald's sun is there. You know what? I need to... This is his sun. It is also USA's Mars, which is in the 7th house. So it's just interesting, USA Mars in the 7th house, that, you know, those are attacks. That it's not only do we put a lot of energy into our allies, it's like we're pulled into a lot of wars. So USA Mars is absolutely activated for this transit. And it's conjunct, and USA Mars is conjunct USA's asteroid Rubicon. I mean, we cross the Rubicon with this dude. So what I want here is the Rubicon. We cross the Rubicon, and so what does that mean? What does that mean going forward? What goes down here? Oh boy, Grand Cross, provocation, provoker. So this is obviously Don Julio. He's doing a lot of stuff right now that's provoking a lot of people. It's provoking a lot of people to vote. It's going to be provoking a lot of people to flee him, and I will explain why. Don't let me forget that. So this is Donald's sun, Uranus into Taurus, because this moon, the emotion, the moon represents the people. So it's like the people, the secrets, Donald's sun. He's going to be really scrutinized about everything he's been doing, especially as it relates to the shutdown, but the transactions, the agreements, the people, all these secrets here, there's going to be a big releasing of that. What the heck? What's the secrets that we are going to be finding out about? We have this, the Eight of Swords. Yep, Epstein, the girls, the women. I don't want to go any further because that is just really, that's enough. I'm sorry, that's all I can look at. So you guys understand there's more there. This is USA Mars because this 22 degree Gemini mark is USA Mars, how she's energized, defends herself. Oh, look at that. Yes, we know USA Mars is in the 7th house of partners. So the USA Mars is re-examining partners and partnerships. I feel like this is more the people who have really come together, and we are totally energized. Yep. Show me we the people. Look at that. 3 of Cups. We are celebrating. Clean sweep. everywhere. He's looking at this like, what? 7 Wands reverse. He lost the upper hand. He cannot make any more gains because the USA people are energized by just by the mere fact of our Constitution and our Declaration of Independence. It's hitting that Mars and how we want to defend democracy. Now, like I said, this point, 22 degrees Gemini, is conjunct USA's asteroid Rubicon. We crossed the Rubicon. So going forward, that means this Virgo, I analyze. I'm getting, the eclipses are going to slam a lot of things into forward motion. And these, these are public servants that I think are going to like kind of cut ties as best they can with Don Julio, and a real re-examining and scrutiny of what's going on here. I just got SCOTUS as well. They're re-looking at things as well. And this Mercury retrograde is going to be so harsh. Okay. GOP scrutinizing Donald. And what they want to do. How that relates to the people. Donald. No, this is my no card in this deck. So, no. This relates to, oh my gosh. I can't even speak. To them saying no to him. This is a tower moment. Things are crumbling down and there's action that's going to be taken about this. So it's like the GOP MAGA. He is dead weight. The 10 of Wands. He is a total burden to us. They're scrutinizing what they've done in the past. 7 of Swords, getting away with stuff, stealing elections, I would be inclined to say. Stealing from our government, stealing from the people, stealing. And Don Julio stealing. They've been mum. They've been the 4 of Swords. They've been quiet about it. But they're really scrutinizing this whole relationship they have with him. And there is no hope with him. Don Julio is supposed to be the star. It is hopeless for them to stay with him. Do you get that? As it relates to the people, the Queen of Cups, the United States of America. And to Don Julio, they're like, they want to make amends for their treason. So they've crossed the Rubicon. The GOP Republicans are getting ready to say bye-bye. At the bottom, Chiron, the wound, the heel. Okay, so I need to tell you why we know he is going to be isolated and left alone. This is also like where the data is pointing to as well. I think the last time we met, I talked about, Dark Moon Lilith and its position, and it's just been so painful where it's been because, we have U.S. citizens and our immigrants who are getting attacked and taken away, and it just seems like it's such a difficult thing to deal with, and all the harm that Don Julio is generating. But I was saying last time, in Donald's chart, here we go. This is my generic chart. So in his chart, remember, the top is 24 degrees Taurus. So it's like as Uranus retrogrades now back into Taurus, it's going to be squarely on him as an executive. Like, we've got to revisit some things that have been going on here. But at the bottom of the chart is 24 Scorpio. And I think the last time we talked about this, I was like, you guys, Dark Moon Lilith is a point. It's like an invisible point. It is the point at which the moon is the farthest away from Earth. And so she looks teeny tiny in that regard. And so I've always said that it's kind of like being a lost child out in the woods. There's nobody out there to help you. You do not benefit from the security of home and your parents. You are out in the raw elements, and it's kind of like you got to fend for yourself, and you could just be used, abused, and dumped for good. Dark moon Lilith, that is the moon farthest away. If you notice with our beaver moon, the moon looks huge. It's one of the super moons that we're 2 this year, I think. That's because the moon is its closest to the earth when opposite dark moon Lilith. It is closest. So that's why it looks so large. And what I love about it seeming so large is that if the moon represents the people, dark moon Lilith, the people feel far like stretched out there, like no one can help them. But on an election night, the moon closest to the earth, it's like we're bundled and huddled together in the comfort and security of our planet and one another. It's really incredible that we had this full moon in Taurus happening as this election is happening. But so remember I said dark moon Lilith, abandonment. Well, this election was at the very bottom of Donald's chart. So so that's like what's anchoring him with his chart is that he's going to be abandoned. He has no help. He's out in the elements by himself. And today it's like 25 degrees Scorpio. And being down here in this space, this is like your privacy, like in your home. This is like where you go to get away. It's like you kind of hide from the world, but it's like where you feel really secure and nobody can see this stuff. This is right beneath your feet. So talk about, holy crap, talk about a narcissistic injury to have this pulling all of your chart down into the ground. And now it is squaring off with your Mars, because that's at 26 degrees Leo, squaring off with Mars, which is in a place where Donald is aggressive behind the scenes and is just all about him. This is oh my gosh, you guys, this is bringing up so much pain and he cannot escape. Can you feel that? Can you sense that? His pain? Edgar Casey video today said November 2025 is his last chance to get it right. He's been living like this for a couple of millennia. Well, yeah, I can totally see that. He must pay his karmic debt. He has 3 wounds to heal. He must make a choice of at least one ego, power, and soul. Yes, absolutely. And this dark moon Lilith is going to make sure that happens. He can't get away from that because while he licks his wounds right here, and here's dark moon Lilith, and he's trying to hide how much he's hurt, and we've got Scorpio there digging through everything, and he wants to escape this. He can't. It is so stuck to him. As it progresses, it's going to go into the 5th house, which represents the president of the office of the president of the United States. So now that isolation is going to hit him where it hurts as POTUS. And whereas this is dark moon Lilith, we're looking at the 11th house, which is of friendships. It's the house related to the USA moon, we the people. And we the people are just getting stronger and stronger and stronger in opposition to him. He cannot turn back. There's a lot more related to this, but it is on steroids karmic for him. So can we look at this dark moon Lilith in his 4th house? The injury that he is stuck with. Saturn return. It's everything he's been doing, especially this past 30 years, this past Saturn cycle. Everything he did the first time around that didn't catch up with him is catching up with him. And he is going to be isolated now. How is he isolated? And hurting. Oh my gosh. Jupiter abundance. He thrives on that. So the Jupiter abundance here, of course, these are an abundance of assets. This is an abundance of favors and good luck. He's not going to have this favor at all. He has a will on what he wants to do, but he can't. Oh, nope. This is Mamdani. He is a rising Leo. You guys, his chart, holy crap. Something has come up that he has to deal with. There's a lot of 2020 all over what's happening here as well. And I will get to that. I want to pull all these pieces together because we've been doing this for so long and it's like things are paying off now. So I want to make sure I get these juicy, juicy details. Oh, and you guys know how he's got, someone took a picture of Don Julio standing there. He's wearing that monitor thing again under his jacket. Well, that would be his right side. Like in August when he disappeared, and I was like, I swear to God, the guy has like he had an issue. I think his heart stopped, and maybe he had CPR, and he had something installed like a pacemaker. That was my hypothesis then. Well, someone said it's like some type of defibrillator. Like he really is on borrowed time, and his heart is failing. It is failing so badly. Show me this isolation. Oh, and I was getting ready to say that thing tucked under his jacket, because you can see the rectangular shape from it. You guys, since yesterday, that thing keeps popping up in my brain when we have this Mars-Uranus opposition, and I keep seeing it smoking and like short-circuiting, like it's burning out. That's crazy. So this is how he is being isolated. So painfully isolated. These are the issues at hand. Oh boy. Wow, look at that. He is the devil. All of his deals, him and putts. This is him and putts. This is the deepest, darkest, dirtiest deed. And it's Epsy. He's going to be isolated because the magician, he is fake. He promised all this stuff and he manipulated all that stuff. How he made his fortune. This is how he's getting isolated. Now, these are the challenges. We've got the Emperor, the Page of Wands, the news. The news is he's not the Emperor. He's not the person he thinks he is. He does not have the abundance and favors that he thinks he has that got him to where he is. And this is not only nationally, it's internationally. And with big corporations seeing what happened with the election, they are also on notice that, hey, maybe this isn't such a good idea. I mean, SCOTUS, it sounds like they're not going to be backing up his tariffs. Temperance, isolated because he took a little of that, took a little of that, took this, gave it away. This is why he is going to be isolated. It is the deepest wound. Wait, what was the other thing? How are you guys doing? What? Yes, I swear he keeps dying and they're making sacrifices to Satan and bringing him back. Okay, Jeffro, I have to tell, this is the other thing that I keep seeing. And what I can't explain to you, and I finally thought of the analogy. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, so you guys, you saw Dune. Did you guys see the movie Dune or read the book Dune? And do you know about the sandworms? Those giant sandworms. So this Dune, I'll just try to sum up the best I can. So Dune, the movie, came out in 1 and 2 like a couple years ago. really, really well done. So Dune takes place far in the future. There goes my throat. Different planets, different universe, different... anyway, I think is it 10,000 years in the future. So anyway, there is this planet. I don't even know what planet it is. But the main characters that are on this planet. But there's this thing called the sandworms. And the sandworms are massive. They're like a couple hundred, I'm saying meters long, because I think that's what they said in the movie. But they are these massive worms that are under the sand because the whole planet is sand. And they're sacred to the local people there. And so people are there mining some mineral in the sand because that's what runs everything in space, ships being able to go fast and jump galaxies, whatever. So anyway, there's these sandworms and they're massive. Like if this is the sandworm and it rises up out of the sand and it's looking at that person, it's like this, not the face, but you know, like how a worm, it just has an opening at the end. It's like if this was a sandworm opening to its body, a person is only like that tall, okay? So it's huge. And this thing can like, it can just go over something and take it. Or it can come up from beneath and take it and like cleanse the area. Well, so when I'm going to back up now about my uncle. So you guys know my uncle passed away in May. But before he passed away, I kept seeing something getting closer and closer and closer and closer to him. And in the end, it had like this, it didn't look like a sandworm, but it was something that was massive and huge and circular that could just kind of take over, like cover up a person and envelop it and take it away. So that was the vision I had for him. With Don Holio, for the past month or so, no, with his incident when he was gone for a week, this is when I first saw this sandworm head thing. It's not a worm, it's just this shape. It was really close to him, like on his doorstep. And he's just standing there, blah, 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 like ignoring it. Well, then he had, I think, another incident recently. He was gone for like 5 days. And now this thing has, it's like it's ready to fall on him. But it's like he's standing there trying to negotiate this, that. There's like a person here with him. I think he's like the person that's supposed to escort him when he's out of here. But he's like sitting here trying to make deals, wheeling and dealing. And yesterday, this just popped into my mind again, but this time it was almost all the way over him, but it was being propped up with like all these sticks. But it's like shriveling and getting smaller and smaller and ready to fall on him. He is on borrowed time. He was supposed to be gone a while ago, but now this is where he is. He's standing here with the sandworm face, all alone, facing the giant worm and death. This isn't just about being lonely. It's very existential. I would expect there to be more comments by him about getting into heaven. Okay? How are you guys doing? Yeah, he is only play to play. Katrina, yay, made alive. Yeah, Renee, if he did not have the care that he has 24/7 with a doctor with him at all times, he would have been long gone. He is really benefiting from science. Spice, that's what it was called. Antoinette's granddaughter, thank you. Hi, Charlie C. Sage. Hi, Carrie. Paisley. I'm going to have nightmares. I have not seen this and don't want to see sandworms. Actually, the sandworms, they're a really sacred being. It is kind of scary, but it's like really, really cool because it like stands off. It's very intuitive, ancient, and wise. And it's like they, like when you have the bad guys like ice and you get a bunch of them in the sand and they're doing bad things, it's like the sand opens up and swallows all the bad guys. It totally reminds me of ice getting swallowed up by a sandworm. Don't have a nightmare. I think we're looking at Kim, not Kim with Trump. Charlie, the airlines are shutting down, right? I mean, how bad are the EPSI files if we are shutting down airports? And we're not going to negotiate about SNAP. Don Julio is trying to get the blame on the Dems, and he is going to fail miserably. There are there are no more favors to be had for him. The magic is gone. It is disappearing. It is unraveling. Just a second. There we go, doggy. Oops, sorry. Did you want to leave? Okay. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so this is here to stay, okay? And it's like the moon then being close to the top of the chart. This is Dark Moon Lilith and Donald's chart. I'm sorry, I'm picking up where I was talking before about all the pain that he's going to have and being left alone. Well, the moon will be closer to the top of the chart. And the moon representing the people who are bound together, stronger than everywhere. It's like the weight of them bearing down on him. What is this? The people bearing down on him. This is him. Ooh. Oh, he's so weak. Air. The messaging. He's going to be fighting to try to get the narrative. He can't. These are the people bearing down on him. Look at that. The 11th house. Remember I said the 11th house here represents the USA moon and the people and their networks and their friendships. We are together. Our hopes, wishes, dreams coming true. We, the people, bearing down at the top of his chart. He cannot escape. Virgo. This is Donald, Virgo. Oh, and it's also the GOP wanting to slither away from him. The GOP just wants to be invisible and to get away from all of this. So we have, I should see how, we've got months of this going beneath his here and then into the 5th house. I mean, I would say almost a year of just absolute, total, extreme misery, isolation. I mean, on the surface, he might not seem isolated, but I'm telling you, his core of everything, who he is isolated and far away from support. Hence, my board tonight, sometimes karma lets you watch. This is where we're headed, you guys. Okay. Let me make sure I record setting that. Oh, you guys. Oh, this is so good. There goes my throat. I definitely wanted to get to this. I gotta minimize the screen just a second. Okay, so. This is so much better. We are going to go back to 2020. You guys are going to like this. 2020 was absolutely miserable, but we got it. We went through that crucible, and we all made it through. We were meant to be here, and with so much promise and hope, we've been at this and working at this for a while. It's like it's unfolding. The things that we were hoping for, the things that I was saying and like hoping, this has to be true. It's happening, you guys. So let's look at that. You guys know Jupiter is going, when is Jupiter retrograding? Saturn retrogrades on the 27th. I know Jupiter is retrograding really soon here. I would say like, oh crap. Oh well. There it goes. We're going to go back to 2020. We know what a nightmare that was, but I'm going to write it out again. 2020 was unique cosmically for a lot of reasons. Number one, we had 6 eclipses. Usually we have 4. And if the year had 10 extra days and started 10 extra days earlier, we would have had 7 eclipses. So this 2020 has eclipse energy and change all over it. It was just so difficult. Oh, and in 2019, hello, we had the can opener eclipse. If you guys remember that, it was in July. It happened at 24 degrees, Capricorn, full moon, Cancer, sun. Okay. And this kind of set the stage. This is Donald's kryptonite degree we discovered. And there was a huge, massive, very uncomfortable eclipse then, especially for our nation, because at 24 degrees Cancer, which happens to be Donald's kryptonite, is also Mercury retrograde in the USA chart, also representing people, families, children, members. And it could be migrants. But I always think about people and the will of the people. So 2020, we have 6 eclipses. We had 3. Nope, we're not doing that yet. It started off with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in January, and this happened at 22 degrees Capricorn. To have this Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn with Jupiter, something else, and Uranus and Taurus, this has only happened like 2 other times that we really know of in history. If we go back as far as I only wanted to look at it, but it was kind of related to the fall of Rome, like 500 plus years ago in the 1500s. And then it was related to the end of an Egyptian dynasty. I think it was the 13th dynasty, and that might have been the Bronze Age. But what this promised to do in Capricorn is an earthy sign. It is actually associated with the Devil card in the tarot, because those are the shortcuts that you've taken to get to the top. If you notice, the Devil in like the pentagram is actually upside down. It's not right side up. See the pentagram? The star. So that represents all the shortcuts you took, and you were not responsible. It's a Capricorn-y card. So it's the deal that you make with the devil. So what happens in earthy Capricorn? And Capricorn also represents the establishment, the established world order, very much like World War II, an established world order. So what this promised to do was to change, transform world government structure and world power, okay? The power and structure of government, and that would be from local to national to international, and things really, really, really have changed since then. I was thinking that this was going to be the rise of the far right, yes, and all of that tipping in that direction. Well, that happened at 22 degrees Capricorn. And then we had 3 Jupiter-Pluto conjunctions, and 2 of them were at 24 degrees Capricorn. Donald's kryptonite. And what Jupiter-Pluto does is how did I phrase it? It's the Nazi killer. It is a thing that took out Stalin and took out Adolf, okay? And so that was at 24 degrees Capricorn. Fast forward to 2025. Wait, there's one more thing at 0 degrees Aquarius, the Great Conjunction. And we'll get to that with Ma'am Danny. So, fast forward, 2025. Jupiter right now. Well, for like this past month, now it's at 25 degrees. Jupiter has been at 24 degrees Cancer for a lot of this month. That is connected to we the people, our agreements with one another, and how we define the United States and our independence. That's at 24 degrees Cancer. It is opposing the Nazi killer, the things that take out the Nazis. And it's been here with the people. Now, this is a critical degree because Donald's Saturn is 23 degrees Cancer. His Venus is 25 degrees Cancer. This is like how he just has such a grip on the people and what he's going to do to the people and what he's going to do with agreements and messaging and all that stuff. This is like the thing where he just really bears down, and it feels like we're in a vice, that we've been in a vice all this time. Well, Jupiter's been there for like a month, and it has been blowing this apart, okay? So it's like we got to breathe. And so here we have this election, which is very much a mercurial activity, and we blew it all apart. They did not win one contest, and it was a mandate. All those elections really winning by a 2-1 margin. That is Jupiter right there, because what Jupiter does against the Nazis is that Jupiter and her optimism, her gravitational force, blows up this combination Pluto of Pluto gone bad. I have it written down somewhere how this operates, but it's how Jupiter blows this all up if you're not doing things responsibly. It's required that you rule by a Jupiter-Pluto that is fair, the law, and is mindful, transformation, life and death, of the law and the people, and doing it in positive ways with integrity. So Jupiter's blowing this all up. Donald is losing his grip on the people. Now Jupiter's on 25 degrees Venus, blowing up all the things he's used money for, all the things that he has hurt female, feminine things and people, all the favor that he has had, especially in the past 12 years, because this is a 12-year cycle. We're in a 12-year cycle. It's like that is getting obliterated too. So I want to see we the people. So this is we the people. We the people. Empress, a lot of us, we have been brimming and brewing with all sorts of potential and ideas and things that we want to do. It's like we're incubating, but we're also getting pressed. And so what did Jupiter serve to do with all this? 8 of Cups. We're not doing this anymore. We are leaving the ways in which we've been treated. There is retreating because it cannot be contained anymore. Now, Donald's grip that he thought he had was he could just buy everybody off to keep a grip on everyone, and everybody would listen to him. He would buy everybody off. Venus are the gains that he would get or covet or hold for himself. Well, what's Jupiter doing? The 3 of Cups. Well, I'm taking this to be the election and the 3 branches of government. Jupiter is blowing this wide open. How is Jupiter, there goes my throat. How is this Jupiter transit taking out the Nazis? I need the other deck. How are they taking out the Nazis? You cannot make this up. It's over with. They're done. We are That's what Jupiter is doing. Leo, I will. Oh my gosh. And this segues right into Ma'am Denny. I don't say his first name because I keep thinking I'm going to say it wrong because there's too many uncommon letter combinations in his name. And I'm just not good with that. So this is what Jupiter is doing to the Nazis. Do you see this? Page of Swords. Yeah, they can't get their act together anymore. Okay, what is this about? Charlie C. says, the government runs out of money on the 21st. Now what? I would put that to the Republicans. They know it's a now what, and that's why they gotta leave him. And it's like, pick your poison. Which one do you want? Because he is going to be pissed. And you guys, why is it that MTG can just go anywhere, say anything, and have zero retribution, repercussions from Don Julio? I don't think it's just merely that she wants to run for office. I think she's got a secret and she knows she's protected. Let's get the pendulum. Let's get the pendulum and ask that. Does MTG... Here we go. Where is my... Oh, are you over here? I rearranged everything on my desk. Where are you? Oh, please. Are you back up here? Nope. You were right up here. Oh, pendulum. Oh, I didn't even touch my pendulum. I need my pendulum. I think it might be under here. Here's my setting. Are you under here? Okay, it's over here. Does this mean I'm not going to do the pendulum? Because it shouldn't be this hard for me to find it if I'm supposed to use it, right? Okay, I'm not supposed to use it. I don't know why. Okay, well, we'll do the cards. Because I just feel like I got just yes all over the place with her about that. So, but I would like to sit down. No. I need to draw this out. We have MTG. This is her goal. Why is it that it seems like she has immunity, like she's protected? Because of this, and DT won't touch, because he's only quiet when he doesn't have the card, so to speak. And she and Massey have had the goods for a while. Okay, so I want to know. Show me MTG. And this is her goal. Ooh. It hasn't been, I'm going to go like this. Why does she think she has immunity and totally protected and she can go off like this? And why, Donald, you don't want to touch her because you're afraid of something. Libra, balance. The scales of justice. Is this scale? I am getting very much the law, the moon, the soul. This has been going on for a while. She's partaking in something with the law that's been going on for a while, and this is her stability in it. I'm also getting the China Na. I think she got busted for something. I wish I had my pendulum. No. I feel like she got busted. I feel like she and Massey got busted for something, and they made an agreement. So this is MTG. Gemini. Yep, she has got something. Who is she talking with? Because that's giving her such great leeway. She's a star. She got something that she really, really wanted. She feels so hopeful and so protected in her vision on what she wants to do because she's in exchange with the Queen of Wands, an agency, an organization, leadership. I am getting, like FBI. But it could be a different, because I don't think it's Don Julio's FBI. This is something else. Oh, I just saw, I think I told you guys recently that I was seeing like a great big room, like a great big kind of white room with kind of like briefcases spread out all over, like hundreds of briefcases or boxes spread out on the floor. And it's like nobody knows about this. These are like the additional investigations and things that we don't know about and perhaps won't get unsealed until Don Julio is out. But there is a lot of stuff that is in motion and just waiting and percolating. So this is where that comes from. This is her goal. The 11th house, friends, the people. Yep. She wants to get in good with the people again. She just wants to be that kind of leader. Good, Page of Cups. Yes. Oh, that's my yes card. Yes, she wants to be in good graces with the youth, the younger people, and having a new message and a new sense of hope. That is her goal. She still wants to be in that network and provide some leadership. She believes she has some sort of immunity that Don Julio cannot touch her because, oh boy. So do you guys recognize this card? That's the Saturn return card. This was the card that was at the bottom. Remember I was talking about Donald's chart and Dark Moon Lilith? At the bottom of his chart with this election and how he would feel very isolated and separated. And it would be the narcissistic injury that he can't get away from because of the way of his chart is set up, and Dark Moon Lilith, and the moon being apogee, far away, and how it's symbolized. So this is him coming back. So this is stuff from the past. And she believes she has immunity because of whatever is going to just pull the rug out from under Donald's feet. Why does she think? I don't want that, but why? Okay. Oh, so she knows some things. She has had her mouth zipped that she will not talk about because when she starts talking, her immunity is gone. So she has her mouth zipped quietly. She can't say anything because of the government, and she's hung up in a case that she's under seal, you guys. So this is why these are the thoughts in her head. She's like, Queen of Cups, the United States of America, I'm protected. Oh my goodness. The heart of the matter, the Page of Pentacles. You guys, this has to be money that she took. She thinks she has immunity because in the past, with that Page of Pentacles, we have Seven of Swords stolen, a really strong case that she stole money, and I am going to say that this is an entity outside the United States. She broke the rules for probably fundraising or how she used money. And she's like, I got immunity because that is her fortune. She made her luck, and what goes up must come down, and she wants to be in a good position. This is at the foundation of it. It's the thing about Don Julio, the sun, that has not been revealed to the public yet. There is something she is part of, and Donald will not touch her. He won't touch her. He knows the end is coming. He knows if he touches her, he's done, and he is trying to delay that. What are you trying to delay, Don Julio? What are you trying to delay? Not going to touch her because this. And then that. The Ten of Cups, the Republican Party. She knows. And I wonder if it's related to his family. But she was part of the Republican Party that took money. Oh, geez. And trying to keep that under wraps. Look at the Knight of Swords and the Ten of Swords. Holy crap, if there's a king, that is definitely treason. But following the money to all this crap they did. This happened. The treason happened. The Three of Swords happened. And I'm not going to talk to her because I'm dead if I do. You guys, because of the death. The Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords. I won't touch her because they will be after me for, and I want to say this is influence ops and conspiring with another country, illegal entity. He does not want that to come out, and he's not going to touch her because I'm doing better keeping my mouth shut and just keeping things cool. Oh my gosh. So yeah. Yeah, and I just intuitively, I'm just getting that even if we run out of money on the 21st, this is going to be fallout for the Republican Party. This is on them. And the Democrats will not give in. And they know that. They know that the screws are being put to them no matter how hard they try. Because I am telling you, there's going to be a new narrative by the end of the week. But people don't listen to that anymore. Did you see that? That's why we're protesting. That's why people aren't listening to them anymore. They are not listening to them. It will not stick. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, you guys, let's take our little break. And then so I can figure out what I'm supposed to wrap up here. Because I said that I would do that. Where's my... Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. 3-minute break. Oh, 3-minute break. Go. Okay, two things I'm going to try to do in a short amount of time. How are you guys doing? I want to catch up with you. Where are we? Carrie, yes, this ego's number one. Carrie, MAGA has not suffered enough. I agree with you. They are waking up, though. And I think if you just look at the return on the votes, once again, that MAGA message vote, it's really only like 10 to 20%. I think we are engulfed in propaganda, false headlines, and messaging that is being coordinated with social media outlets, and Don Julio at the same time. So it seems, in my opinion, it seems like the MAGA Maha is much larger than it really is. I mean, think about it. That first term, we were literally protesting every single day of his presidency. And finally, there was a time in Georgia, was it in Georgia, where, I don't know if it was like P-Boys or whoever, they wanted to have their own protest. And all the counter protesters came, but it was like they were there trying to impart the message, hey, we hate what you're discussing, but we would, defend you because we believe in the right to free speech. But the thing is that there were like tens of thousands of people there. I want to say that this was in Georgia, of people counter protesting them. And the most people they could muster up was like maybe 100. I think that group is much smaller than it seems. And wow, those elections certainly showed it. Because we saw elections that weren't interfered with, basically. I mean, California did not have a person on the ballot. It was just an idea. You're for it or against it. You don't have to vote for anyone down ballot. And it came up as 60-30 again. That side is much smaller, much more of a minority than we've been led to believe. And I think the results of this election is going to make things that much clearer as more and more information comes out about what happened. And I think that the Rockland County, New York case is supposed to finally go to trial in November. They had some delays because of some filing thing, but Election Truth Alliance wants to get it correct, and they can only have enough money to pay to file once. So, that's why that got pushed off to November. So this election's really put into perspective a lot of things that people are going to be having a lot of questions about. Okay, whoops, where am I again? No, I do not want to go to the beginning. We're going to go over here. Okay. Oh, yes, Paisley, take a look at that beautiful harvest moon if you can, or beaver moon. Emmy, what were we supposed to remind you to read about? People fleeing the hate king. I don't know. I thought I kind of read on that as I was describing his awful, terrible, like people are just going to be leaving him in droves. Georgia only had power company candidates on the ballot. I thought that Georgia also replaced some GOP with two Dems for the public utilities? A lot of people outside the readers think I'm crazy when I tell them, yeah, she won. She won by a lot, That's all we saw. I always saw her winning, but I couldn't judge where the election interference would fall and how much it would influence the outcome. I remember we were talking about that and someone asked for me to read on that. And I was like, I can read on it, but I just don't know where an election interference happens because that's what ruins it. It's like we all know. Okay, what else do we have here? Oh, the PPP loans, Teresa. That's it. That's it. That's why MTG, I think, got caught up in that regard. Holy crap. Good call. Paisley, I love that 8th house card. Even better reversed. Just Joy, I could try to convince people. Yeah. I'm tired of it too. People everywhere are just tired about that. They just want to move on. But when the time comes that we need to address it, people will be listening. We want it when everybody sees the same thing. Okay, Brenda, how's Canada? Are we okay because of our elections now? Okay. Where's my glasses? Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about Memdani. Since I just am so paranoid about saying his name. Since we talked about 2020, this is very relevant, and I love this so much. So, I started describing 2020. We know how it's a terrible year, and I just described a lot of the astrological aspects. But the one thing that we ended the year on, it was like the first day of winter. We had the great Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, and it was at 0 degrees Aquarius. For the first time in I don't know how many hundreds of years, this great conjunction moved into an air sign. The Saturn-Pluto happens every 36 years. Saturn-Jupiter, I don't know how often they happen, maybe every 20. And they stay in the same sign for, I don't know, maybe they stay in the same sign or element for the entire journey that they go through. So Saturn-Jupiter conjunction, the great conjunction, happened at 0 degrees Aquarius. And what we know from ancient astrology, they said when we had the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction at 0 degrees Aquarius, it would be the rise of a 200-degree new dynasty. And since that happened, I was like, what do you guys think it is? And at the time I was like, well, maybe it's would be Ukraine. I mean, they've got some really incredible drone technology going on. I've thought about it being the tech bros being in charge of stuff, which makes me cringe. But then I saw his chart and I realized I believe this 200-year new dynasty is a humanitarian one for the people. And Memdani makes it shine, okay? Because this year of 2020 was very active, and as I was describing earlier, with that 24 degrees Cancer, Capricorn, etc., etc. So all of that has been active. There's so many things active, plus all the eclipses this summer. I mean, there's so much cosmic stuff happening, so many layers that are swirling, and things are opening up and unlocking that can never be put back. So let's look at his chart. So he, if this is correct, so he was born in Kampala. Was he born in Uganda? October 18th, 1991 at 1:15 a.m. And so you'll see here, the sign coming over the eastern horizon, that's the rising sign. What was giving him life, 0 degrees Leo. Leo is a leader. It is heart-centered. It is proud in what it does. And this is what gives him life, is that whatever endeavor he takes up, he is going to be proud. He is going to be a leader. He is going to include everyone. Okay? So this is his rising sign. The top of the chart where he is drawn to go for his life, it is in fixed sign Taurus, 4 degrees Taurus. So it's like bringing this leadership. He is drawn to bring this leadership to a place that is stable and a place that is comfortable. And because this is a great experience on this planet, and this nation offers so much, and everybody should be able to have that. So it's like that is how he is drawn into it. It is anchored in Scorpio, so he's a transformational figure. Even though he's got his eyes on the prize for stability and everyone just kind of basking in the good, it's like he has to transform the way things are on the ground. So he's absolutely transformational. Here's his sun in Libra, the scales of justice. Now, what I love about this is that you can see kind of this formation here. This triangle doesn't complete here, but basically this is what this chart, how he's grounded in the earth, is balancing on. His Mercury-Mars, the way he thinks, the way he's energized to defend democracy and transform things. And that's right at his chart. This is how he's motivated every day, is transforming things. He's got Pluto there, so he's like super empowered there. But then he has the beauty of having the benefit of Venus, Jupiter in the second house of substance and gains. You know, this is a winner. These are winnings. If you're going to want votes, these are votes. These are winnings. And this is public service, trining now to the sixth house of everyday activities, professionals, and government. It's like that's his north node. And it with Uranus and Neptune there, it is being really innovative in very creative ways, and that's his north node. That is how he is set up to go. And here's the beauty of it. 0 degrees Aquarius on the descendant. This is your partner or your open adversary. And when you look at the descendant, because these can be competitive, when you look at it in sports, horse racing, it's like the horse that wins, usually like maybe they have their Venus right exactly conjunct this line. They will win. If it's your opponent, it's like, well, you will score a goal if like your Venus is over there. It's like, this is a striking point. And in Saturn, it's in its dominion. Saturn functions better in Aries, Aquarius than Capricorn. And it's at this 0 degree mark. So it's like, this is what I am aiming to do. This is how I'm going to do it with my partners. The moon in Aquarius, that is, the U.S. moon is in Aquarius. And what I love about Saturn being here is that it cuts things off. It's like, I'm going to have a partnership with you and we are going to be solid. We are going to have solid footing. This is what we're doing. This is where our emotions are. And we're doing it for the people. And because the Saturn is there, it separates the ideas that are held here from like bullshittery coming up through public service to seep in here. It's like, no, we're not doing it like that. We have great ideas on how we're going to do it. So this is what I really love about his chart. This vision in my eyes is here to stay. He laid down the gauntlet and is showing the way for everyone to go now. I mean, if you look at internationally, people are wanting to know how to use his formula, how to do what he did. That was just so creative and innovative, right? So, yes, you got it. Okay. Question, are the military going to sign the NDA that Hexas wants them to sign? It's about the election not being legitimate, so they're not to talk about anything. I am feeling like if they sign it, they know it's garbage. They might just sign it to just get them off their backs. It does not hold any legal weight. We've been through this before, and of course, you know, they're looking for stopgap measures everywhere because they're all cornered. Do you get that? They're all cornered. Oh, this is the other vision I've been seeing of Christy Nome. It's been really weird. All of a sudden she popped in my mind one day, and it's like she's in her office or wherever it is, and it's quiet, nobody is there, and I kind of saw her kind of like panicking, like moving stuff around. And it's like her desk is in front of this wall that has like all these closet doors in front of it, and she could like open a door, and there might be like servers there, open a door, there might be files there. So it's like she's shuffling all this stuff around. I'm like, is she hiding something? And then, I don't know, maybe a couple days went, and then I see her in this office again. Nobody's here, but now she's calm. Like, she got this, and she would like open a door, close, open a door, close, open a door, close. And so, but it's very methodic. This is what we should read on. And then I'm like, what's in that closet? So I just kind of went to go look into the closet, and I was seeing like some dude far away, kind of like when you have like a remote hacker. I'm like thinking about like the guy in Bruce Willis, what was it, Die Hard, when the guys are going to come and break into that vault in the basement. It's very difficult to get through, and so there's a guy down there who's wearing a headset. He's got computers in front of him, and he's like signaling back and forth what they're trying to do. Well, it was that same type of thing. There's like a guy like in a closet, smoking, sweaty, and taking all this information and doing something with it. And then I'm like, wait, does our government know she's doing this? And yes, they got tabs on what's going on there. So what is she doing? What is she doing? Aries, I am. What are you doing? What's this dude over here? This is an old debt. This is something she has to do. Is this? Nope. This is somebody else's plan. Oh, she has to carry this out. She has to carry. Is she carrying out? It's not necessarily Don Julio. It's more. Is it heritage? It's like the person who's pulling the strings through P2025 and getting stuff done. So this is her. Oh my gosh, she's that middleman, the Five of Cups. It's an American. Oh my gosh. So this card has been for me an American that's working with someone abroad. See, they come over the bridge, they come here, they destroy stuff, America, take stuff. But then it's like it's like a signal comes in. One of these cups goes through this and comes out something else. So it's theft also, but she's the middle person. That's her. And then this is what they're getting from her. That's scales of justice. She thinks she's doing justice. This justice card too, I often see like with people Don Julio are letting into our system, letting them hack, and an exchange of information with, like China Na. Yeah, look at that. The plans to share information. That's the plan someone set forth, the Two of Wands. We've been doing this, the propaganda, the crypto is being carried over there. Jeez. So this is her in her office, Knight of Swords sheet. Yeah, she's taking intelligence. Eight of Wands, quickly transmitting that to a spy, to the dude that's in that closet. Now, South Node, this is from the past. Oh, wait, and she relates to them, through the White House. She's doing it for Don Julio. So here we go. No, this is the person, this is the target person, it's the cover up, but they don't want anyone to know that this person is the go-to person for the cover up, however it gets disseminated. And they are the King of Wands reversed. Okay, so it's for a leader outside the United States that doesn't want to be seen, and this information is being transmitted and shared. Oh my gosh. Can you believe her? Hi, Teresa. Oh my goodness, missed the notification. Hitting right. Okay, hello. Hi, chatters. Reminds me of your Ginny Timey Coney Barrett hallway excursion, right? Paisley, I was just thinking about that. Yeah, that comes into my mind once in a while here and there. So what is it? Let me go back. Now this, I think this was this like in 2019 or so? I mean, this is old. I was suddenly seeing like Ginny and ACB like in a concrete like hallway, kind of like a government building that is made of cinder blocks, and then like you paint over it so you can see all the texture from the cinder blocks. Well, they are like creeping around these hallways, but Ginny looks like scared to death, like frozen, like holding her breath, like trying to hide behind doors. And so finally, she wants to stay out of view. So finally, these two go down a hallway, and like the linoleum floor and the fluorescent lighting. And there's kind of like, there are these doors. They go and they're like double doors. And the lights are off, you can tell, but they go in there. And I'm like, what are you guys doing in there? And so they go in there, and it almost looks like a command center, you know, because it's like there's steps, you know, different levels of desks, you know, and computers. And then there's like a wall with, I don't know, servers, computers, things with lights on them, and that stuff that I don't know about. But anyway, that's what they see. And they're creeping around, poking around. ACB is very confident. She like doesn't have a care in the world. Ginny is scared to death. And so then I'm like, what's going on? Well, then I, pan out and I see there's like two-way mirrors on this one side. It just looks like dark windows. And now on the other side of that is Central Command. That looks like for like Apollo 13 people working back there, but they know they're in there. Isn't that crazy? And I think that's where it ended. Whatever, they were busted. Okay. Now, I'm going to try to do this quickly. I just want to show you this journey that we've been on. Because just by the mere fact, as I was describing earlier, Jupiter has been at 24 degrees Cancer, Donald's kryptonite. It's we the people, and it's blowing lots of stuff up. And this is the degree related to the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction 3 times that kills off the Nazis. That gets rid of the Nazis. It's also USA Mercury. So this month, I've been keeping all these teroscopes together because I keep seeing things that leap out in what's happening. So we're going to go from present back. So this was the quarter moon back on October 29th. And I'll tell you guys, like Halloween, everything busy. Like nothing was happening for me with this quarter moon. I couldn't get started on anything. Everything just felt dead. Just no action. I know he was abroad, but it was like everything came to a halt. But now with the election, I understand why. This election was coming and all the stuff didn't matter. So that was the quarter crisis moon. We had a new moon Libra. Remember, we did all those wishes together. I love that because we were talking about fairness and justice. That was on October 21st. And that was at 28 degrees Libra. And the top of this chart at the quarter crisis moon is 28 degrees Libra. So it's like carrying over whatever was started here in Washington, D.C. with the new moon is in the skies over Washington, D.C. Okay, now, Oh boy, is this it? Now, full moon Taurus. I just don't have time to go through this. I want you to guys stick a pin in it though, because we are absolutely in eclipse weather. At the top of the chart here in DC, we have 16 degrees Virgo. The south node is 15 degrees Virgo in the ninth house. This is in between we had two blue moons in Virgo season. We had a new moon at 0 degrees Virgo. We had a full new moon at 29 degrees Virgo. And in between, we had eclipses. So this full moon is revealing, hello, ta-da, our election. And it is hinged on what's anchoring this down, and what everyone is seeing is the election and the consequences of what was going on this summer. Okay, so that's that. And it's important, because the Uranus chart, when Taurus goes into Uranus on the 7th, for China, full moon Taurus, it's their chart for this full moon matches this full moon Taurus in USA. It's like they're a mirror image for when Uranus goes into Taurus. That chart is like a mirror image of what's happening at this full moon in China, and whatever's happening with this full moon over China, that information, Uranus retrograde Taurus, is what's going to get uncovered here. I don't know what it is, but that is a really important piece of information. And this Uranus into Taurus, hello, I talked about that in the first part, because it whacks Donald again. Okay, so we have this full moon. What did I want to show here? This was a full moon Aries. Was there anything here? No. This is the... Anyway, we're going to go to where I put these. Okay. Remember this degree, 24 degrees Cancer. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction was at 22 degrees Capricorn. So it's opposite 22 Cancer. Remember, this is the thing that takes out the Nazis. This is 2020. This is the change of world government and power and structure. Okay. So you go back here to the Libra Capricorn quarter moon. This is anchored in Saturn Pluto. And this is important because we just had a lunar eclipse or solar eclipse in Virgo. So this is what that eclipse energy is hooking into. It has hooked in Saturn Pluto right off the bat. There's that new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. Where is it? 14 Virgo, 14. Oh, here it is on the horizontal. So over here, it was top and bottom. Here we have 22 degrees Capricorn, 22 degrees Cancer. New moon solar eclipse is bringing back all that 2020 stuff. You guys, whatever's coming out is going back to 2020, and it has a transnational flavor to it. And then the full moon lunar eclipse in DC in September. What is it doing here? Oh, it's at 15 to 18 degrees is the moon and the nodes. And that comes back to our full moon chart for DC and what is happening. Okay? It's all related. They all feed each other. There's so many layers to this. And those nodes are at the top of the bottom. What else was I going to say about that? I don't know. I give up. This is just so much information, but I just want to make sure I at least got it out there, shared it with you guys, because some of you have been on this journey for a long time. It's a big, long, arch story, but it's coming to an end. We're coming to an end. Yay. Okay. So anyway. So that's that. Are we good, guys? Are we good? So I am going to end it here. We've been going, oh my gosh, an hour 41. I will try to get the timestamps put in as soon as I can. Please sometimes before I get to the timestamps, all of a sudden they put in all those ads and I go and I delete a bunch of them because there's just too many. So if you see all those ads, come back later and I will have taken care of those, okay? Yes, I will be working on information about private readings, okay? That is definitely on the horizon. It is here. So you guys, happy election season. I will tell you, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when we found out November 4th was election day, we did some new moon wishes and we all wished for my biggest, bestest birthday wishes to come true. My birthday was yesterday. Thank you, you guys. That was awesome. So you guys have a good evening. Thank you, Electra. Thank you, Paisley. Thank you, Caroline. I'm so glad you loved every second of it. You're welcome, Just Joy. Okay. Have a good night. We'll see you later.